Brain freeze. You take one glorious sip of your milkshake and life is perfect, until your skull decides to detonate. That's brain freeze, nature's way of punishing happiness. It happens when something cold hits the roof of your mouth and shocks the palatine artery, the main blood vessel up there. Your body panics, floods the area with warm blood, and the temperature swing confuses the pain nerves in your forehead. So your brain, ever dramatic, mistakes cold mouth for head injury. Cue instant ice cream migraine. The fix? Press your tongue to the roof of your mouth or sip something warm. You're basically rebooting your head with body heat. In short, it's not your brain dying. It's your internal thermostat throwing a tantrum because you ate dessert too fast. The hypnic jerk. You're finally drifting off, calm, cozy, maybe even proud of yourself for going to bed before midnight. And then your body yeets itself like it just fell off a cliff. That's the hypnic jerk, your nervous system's bedtime jump scare. As your muscles relax, your brain mistakes it for falling, so it slams the emergency button and fires one last electric shock down your limbs, just to make sure you're still alive. Because apparently, your body doesn't trust the mattress. It's a leftover reflex from when our ancestors slept in trees. It used to save our lives. Now it just makes you drop your phone on your face and question your choices. Caffeine, stress, and lack of sleep all make it worse, because your reticular formation, the part of your brain that controls the sleep switch, can't tell rest from danger. So it hits reboot, just to be safe. It's basically your body saying, hey, I know we're cozy and horizontal, but what if gravity suddenly changed its mind? Thanks, evolution. Eye twitch. That tiny, annoying flutter under your eye? Yeah, that's myokemia. Your eyelid's way of saying, I'm done with today. It happens when the little muscles around your eye start firing off random signals like a broken group chat. Normally, they work together, smooth, coordinated, civilized. But throw in caffeine, stress, and 3 nights of questionable sleep, and they start glitching out one by one. The real culprit is a chemical called acetylcholine, which tells your muscles when to move. Too much of it leaks out, and suddenly your eyelid thinks it's auditioning for Morse code. It's harmless, just your nervous system short-circuiting from overuse. Most twitches stop once you hydrate, blink like a normal person, or stop surviving purely on coffee fumes. Your body's fine, it's just buffering. Phantom vibration syndrome. You feel your phone buzz, you check it, nothing. Congratulations! You've just experienced phantom vibration syndrome, the modern ghost haunting your nervous system. After thousands of real notifications, your brain starts predicting them. The sensory cortex, which handles touch, gets so used to constant buzzing that it begins to imagine it. A wrinkle in your clothes, a random muscle twitch, or even a nerve pulse can trigger the same phone's ringing feeling. Your body's literally hallucinating a notification. Because dopamine trained it to. It's harmless, but also a little tragic. You've basically Pavloved yourself into vibrating. The cure? Silence your phone, take a break, and let your nervous system remember what peace feels like. It's not your phone, it's your brain on Wi-Fi. Exploding head syndrome. It sounds like clickbait, but it's real. You're half asleep, totally relaxed, and suddenly, bang. A loud crash, explosion, or zap echoes in your head. That's exploding head syndrome, your brain's least helpful party trick. No, your skull isn't detonating. What's actually happening is your brain's auditory system shutting down out of sync. As you drift towards sleep, most parts of your brain go quiet, but the one that processes sound hits off a little late. So instead of silence, it plays a fake noise. A single burst of static from your imagination. Stress, exhaustion, and caffeine all make it worse, basically turning your bedtime into a horror movie with invisible sound effects. The good news? It's completely harmless. Your brain just forgot how to mute itself before bed. Goosebumps. You're freezing, scared, or listening to emotional music. And suddenly, your skin turns into bubble wrap. That's goosebumps, your body's way of pretending it's still covered in fur. Tiny muscles at the base of each hair, called erector pili, tighten up, making the hairs stand straight like they're on military duty. In animals, this traps heat or makes them look bigger to predators. In humans, it just makes us look like badly plucked chickens. It's triggered by the sympathetic nervous system, the same fight or flight response that kicks in when you're stressed, cold, or emotionally moved. Basically, your body's saying, I don't know what's happening, but let's raise the hairs and hope for the best. You can thank your caveman ancestors for this one. The reflex stayed, the fur didn't. Frisson, music chills. You're listening to that one song, the drop hits. And suddenly your body does the electric slide. That's frisson, a fancy French word for aesthetic chills. It's your brain's reward system going full fireworks show. When music builds tension, then releases it, like a perfect beat drop or a dramatic note change, your brain dumps dopamine, the same chemical behind pleasure, love, and dessert cravings. That surge lights up your amygdala and nucleus accumbens, two areas wired for emotion and reward. And your body literally reacts with shivers because it can't handle all that excitement. It's not random, it's emotional math. Your brain predicts what's coming, gets it slightly wrong, and rewards you for the surprise. So when that song hits and you feel goosebumps, that's your nervous system clapping. Pins and needles. You sit weird for 5 minutes and now your leg's throwing static. That's paresthesia, a fancy word for your nerves fell asleep before you did. It happens when you put pressure on a nerve and block blood flow. The nerve loses oxygen and starts sending chaotic signals. Basically, your body's version of a bad Wi-Fi connection. When you finally move, circulation rushes back, and those confused nerves wake up all at once. That's the tingling. Your neurons spamming the brain with "we're alive" messages. It's harmless, but your body treats it like a life or death reboot. So next time your foot feels like it's been electrocuted by static, just stand up slowly, and remember, you did this to yourself. Yawning contagion. Someone yawns across the room, and suddenly you're doing it too. Welcome to contagious yawning, the social glitch your brain refuses to patch. It's not about oxygen or tiredness. That theory is outdated. It's about empathy. When you see someone yawn, your mirror neurons, the brain cells that copy others' actions, fire automatically. Your brain literally mirrors the behavior before you can stop it. Humans, chimps, and even dogs do it. And weirdly, the closer you are to someone emotionally, the more likely you'll catch their yawn. So yes, yawning is basically emotional Wi-Fi. It's your brain's way of saying, I see your exhaustion, and I raise you one involuntary yawn. Not rude, not boredom, just pure neurological peer pressure. Hiccups. You're mid-sentence, mid-meal, or mid-laugh, and suddenly, that's your diaphragm, the muscle under your lungs, throwing a mini tantrum. It contracts out of nowhere, forcing you to suck in air. Then the little flap in your throat, the glottis, slams shut. And that's the hic sound that ruins your dinner conversation. They can be triggered by eating too fast, swallowing air, or shocking your stomach with hot and cold food. Basically, your diaphragm gets confused and starts speedrunning breathing. Scientists still aren't 100% sure why we hiccup, but one theory says it's a leftover baby reflex that helped newborns burp while nursing. So yes, every hiccup is your inner infant making an appearance. To stop it, hold your breath or sip cold water. You're just tricking your diaphragm into a system reset. Your body might glitch, but it's still the smartest piece of hardware you'll ever own. Which of these weird glitches happens to you the most? And did you finally figure out why? Drop it in the comments, hit like if you've ever been betrayed by your own nervous system, and subscribe for more brain-friendly science.